Wait. Yes, there we are. We made it. We fucking made it. Holy shit. We didn't have the camera on right now as well, which is good. I'm wearing a nice buttoned up shirt because it's a very casual Friday over here, and there's plenty to discuss today as far as price action does go, even though Bitcoin has been more or less within a range for the last 24 hours since we spoke. Today is Friday, of course, which means that it is big closures on CME for the weekly and actually 5-day both closing simultaneously. And I see a lot of familiar faces in here. This is fucking good right now, man. 420 people watching, which is a perfect number actually for this exact moment. Or let me, oh, whoops, actually it hasn't updated. There's maybe a little bit more, which is all good. And a lot of familiar faces. What's up, Crypto the Kid, Terp Killa, Guitar Wizard. I know that name for a very, very long time now. Holy shit. Sanaz, good morning to you. Toxic, Aeon, Matthew Smeed, Melly, Alex McLaren? Are you McLaren? Are you Nuts Flush? I started using Quant, he says. Nuts Flush. Great fucking name, man. Just perfect name. The Real G Squared. Good morning to you, my man. And the Flying Fish. I haven't seen you here before, but welcome to the cave, baby. And there is, it's a boring but important Friday as Bitcoin actually once again is back above $71,000. I woke up in the middle of the night and it was actually just hanging right down around $70,000. So it's a little bit of a surprise to kind of wake up to this, but good, man. Yes, we're back in live. I'm going to be trying to do these. What's up, Freed? I'm going to be, what's up, Michael Blast? Another long-term name. We got a long-term relationship going on. Matt Jensen and Shalom Nak Diamond. Coffee, please. I'd like some as well. But yeah, today actually does matter, which is, was always true, to be fair. But because it is a big weekly closure for CME, there are going to be some very specific numbers that we're going to go over a little bit later, which obviously are going to be the focus of today's video. Also, before we get into it, I do want to, where's the damn thing? Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring my stream in over here. I do want to give you a little bit of an advance notice of this free beginners trading course that I'm actually doing in combination with Crypto Banter, which I know is kind of like a crazy combination right now. But what I was thinking with this, I can see Elsa in the background. It's just like a little blonde head. Ha ha ha. Yes, exactly. They actually sent out a professional team to my place in Dubai where I was living at the time. I'm actually back in Finland right now, and we created like a full-on professional program, which, for the stuff that I've made myself, obviously it's me making videos, doing the best that I can do that way. But this is like, now I'm just feeding in the information, and then they go ahead and they make like motion graphics and animations and all this sort of like really top level stuff. So I'm really excited to see how the final product turns out. But there is limited space, so I should let you know that you can get the link to it right here in the description. And oh no, you can't even see it. You can't even see because I'm on my face right now. There we go. I'm talking about this one right here, this first one, and it'll start in, I believe, about 19 or 20 days, and that'll be the first sort of entry into that. And then it'll go week by week for 4 weeks, and we'll do actually live streams there as well, once per week. Anyways, I'll go back to the face view over here. There's plenty of the other things to discuss. Of course, there is. I mean, it's just fucking free Friday is what it is. MetaSignal's 14-day free trial still going on, and you can also get the Krown VMP indicator package for free for the first month if you so desire, all within the descriptions section. Are you natty? Are you natural? I'm more natural than nature, sir, and my name is Natalie as well, so it's I'm natty as fuck is what you might say. Abundance. Yes, we have an abundance of free shit going on right now. In fact, I'm actually just considering making pretty much everything free, at least to try for like the first month. I think I'm gonna trial something like that relatively soon. I think it's just a good model. It's like, hey, here is what you could get. You can try it out for free for a little bit, and then if you like it, stay on. If you don't, fuck off. And all good. And I think that's just a very transparent way of marketing things. He's on TRT, says Mookie Monster. Lots of love. El Satoshi, says Alex McLaren. Woo, says Whale Talk. Fondling the abundance. Yes, that's right. Give the abundance some nice kisses. It's Gay Pride Month. Or is it Gay Pride Month? Or is it just LGBTQ plus Sky, whatever the fuck month? Who knows, man? We need a month for it, though. Fuck the veterans. They were just one day. What have they ever done? Seriously. What's up, Aliel? Good morning, man. He's on Rad 140. I have no idea what that is, but it sounds like a what's it called? What are those things called? SARMs? Is that it? A SARM? Hey, I'm a vet. Well, thank you for your service, sir, but we got to celebrate the gays right now, man. So you can just get to the back of the line and wait for next year. You get one more day, okay? Just stop getting fucking greedy with this shit. Let's hear your thoughts on routine, please. Sounds like a shitcoin, actually. That's what it sounds like. Dean says, I'm a gay vet. All right, well, you get 1 month for being gay and 1 day for being a veteran, all right? That's the deal. And I want to hear any more whining on top of that. Elsa's standing on that screaming chicken. Yes, she's doing her bird cackling in the background as usual. I just want to point out that there is a pretty large premium on CME over spot price action. It's actually been very, very large for like the last week, obviously because it's a new month, but larger than what I've seen in a long time now. I mean, almost always at least $500 premium, and the other, like at the beginning of the month, I think I saw like close to an $800 or $900 premium for a little bit of time. When moon, says Randy Marsh, the moon will happen when you least expect it, which might actually happen between today and Monday is actually what I'm thinking. If there is going to be a moon, you're probably looking at either it beginning today or Monday. How to approach your day workstation for trading, says Adam. It's a good question, but at the end of the day, man, you just fucking trade. Like, I love all of these super intricate, like, morning routines and getting ready to work. And this is my ritual. At the end of the day, man, the best thing to get ready to trade is to trade or to study what you're actually going to be doing. Because at the end of the day, or did I just say that twice? But, ultimately, when it comes to trading, there's really only one thing that you're doing. You're looking for your setup, at least in the way that I look at things. So if you're not familiar, if you're new here, if you're from Crypto Banter or somewhere else and you just, signed onto this weird place on YouTube, you're probably like, what the fuck? Why is this guy so hairy? And also you might not be familiar with my style of trading. My style of trading is not, what's the word I'm looking for? The way that most people do it is they do it in the moment. They don't have they kind of have a plan, but they don't have like objective signals. There's a very specific word that I'm looking for. It's not coming to my mind right now, unfortunately, but my sort of style of trading needs objective signals. So it's like, look, if this indicator over here and this other indicator over here are printing these very specific numbers, then it's an entry. And of course, if, and same thing for an exit and risk management. And if it's not that, then you're not doing shit. And realistically, all you need to be doing is just playing out that very somewhat like a simple plan. It's kind of hard to play out, especially if, trading emotions get in the way. But look, at the end of the day, if you want to get ready to trade, just go to your trading desk and study a little bit, and you just wait for your signals. That's really all that it is. All of the rest of it is just distracting yourself as you wait for the next trade. I mean, that's hookers and blow, and that's also the other secret. Hookers and blow. You need many hookers and blows. That's a part of the distraction process, though. If I'm actually being serious, hookers and blow could be a great trading ritual, actually, because you need to distract yourself from not doing dumb shit trades. What better thing that you could be doing than having hookers and blow together? That's a good distraction. Yes, though Nike Bison is exactly has precisely stated it. The word that you're looking for is systematic versus discretionary approach. Yeah, so I think most people are very familiar with the discretionary approach to trading, where you kind of say like, I see my RSI is low right now, and my line was hit over here, so I think that's an entry. I'll maybe enter like a little bit right here, and maybe a little bit lower, and somewhere in there, and then I'll take profit when it feels good in my Angus, and that's that's. And for some people that does work. I wouldn't just completely poo-poo that idea. It does, like I have seen it work for some people. The problem is that, or what I actually suspect is actually going on for the people that it does work for, is they actually are employing some sort of a model. It's just they haven't specifically, written it down or truly gone over it. And then of course, from a systematic approach, the real benefit of it is not just having very objective signals. I mean, because whatever objective signals without like, if they're just going to be wrong all the time, well, you have to generate statistics from that, which makes it a lot easier because you have a very, what's the other word that I'm looking for? Standardized way of comparing one to the next. So that is what that is really what we're trying to do here, and that's actually what you'll find again in this little trading school right here. It is free, by the way. It's 100% free, actually. So Crypto Banter made me an offer that I just couldn't refuse. is what it came down to. But yeah, man, hopefully that answer makes sense. If the lives are back, K Diddle Dizzle. Do you know Diddy? By the way, it sounds like it could be K Diddle Dizzle Diddy, something like that, man. What's up, Jessica? E-Rock Krown Crapto Kava. That's right. We have the Crapto Kava here. Open your fucking mouth and get the Crapto Kava shoved right in. Alongside your hookers and blows. That's how we're gonna distract ourselves for today as we wait for the big bad breakout. Which, again, if Bitcoin is going to be trading to the upside, I do believe it either occurs today or Monday, actually. Someone said Diddy. That's right. Diddy used to be, for the people who didn't know, a very highly esteemed rapper. And now he's a very famous molester. So he distracted himself in the wrong way, is what we might say. But soon enough, we'll have Diddy month as well. We'll have pedophile month. It'll be good. You know, we need to celebrate our pedophiles in the world, because who are we without our pedophiles? You know, those early experimental performances, those are very. What is funny about that? What is funny about that? That's what makes us who we are. Yesterday, when I went onto Crypto Banter's channel, the first thing I said was "Happy Pride Month, everyone." To which several comments following that said. Several comments after that were like, "I ain't joining this pride course. The fuck, man!" It's like, dude, if that one went over your head, trading's not going to go well. I can tell you that right now. I'm not joining this fucking pride course. What are we going to do? Start kissing each other? It's like, no, you're going to kiss me, you Ferg. I can't stop this morning, ma'am. Anyways, POTUS Diddler, what the fuck? Put on that mask behind you. It's actually a real functioning Bronze Age helmet there. Jared from Subway, yeah, exactly. But I think we can start to get into this content. I'm just waiting for a few more people to get in here. I got almost 800 people watching as of right now on more or less a boring day, actually, in terms of price action. But fair enough. I'm the most wokest trader in the whole crypto land. That's right. I'm the wokest, and you can't fuck with that. You can't fuck with that. Well, you can. If you know what I'm saying, sir. Ain't been canceled yet. No, I still haven't been canceled. Crazily enough, 6 years of calling candles dildos has not done it on YouTube, so I'm not sure what else will. There's also Asian Man before, which did not get canceled. Did certainly lose my monetization for a while, but that's okay. That's okay. The red pill trader. God damn. Yeah, the red pill community is some. I think the red pill people are just they're just like the other end of woke. Is what they are. They're also fucking. It's like, dude, you really believe that? Jesus Christ. I like your hair, Nathalie. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. This is Spar TA. You planning on Karate Combat? Karate Combat did ask me to fight. They were looking for an opponent, but it didn't really seem like we could find one. I think like weight issues were probably a play there as well. But it looks like I might actually have another boxing match in September, which could be cool. Come on, Crowny, let's trade. All right, no problem, man. I'll open up your Bybit. I'll do it right for you, no problem. Peak live viewers during last bull cycle. It's actually a good question. So I actually do remember what the peak amount was during last bull cycle. It was around 2,500. It was the highest that we've ever seen on this channel ever. And is that a good metric to be going off of? Probably yes. I mean, the live streams are where, if I'm doing a live stream, I typically try to put it around a more volatile day, so more interesting in terms of price action. And until you have that, and then typically just there's more people who are interested, right, as well. So right now we're severely under that number, but also I haven't been super consistent with doing my live streams, so it could it's not the best idea. Loop says, "I'll fight you, Crown." All right, man, let's do it right now. But I want to get paid for this one. Anyways, let's see. Let me just make sure that all my charts here are properly accounted for in the background. I think there's just a couple more things to do. Okay, yes, we have that one. What else? Yes, we have this one over here. Okay. There's actually something very interesting to start this video, this stream, whatever the fuck you want to call off with. All right, let me start recording over here. Okay, and actually I should probably do a quick thing. Okay. wait. What do I want to say for this? How do I want to start this video off? I've actually started to think about how I want to start videos off. How do we do it? Happy Pride. Happy Pride to all the celebrators out there. Happy Pride to all the celebrators out there in the world. We have a potentially major signal starting off for Bitcoin to end this week. It is the weekly closure for CME, both for the weekly and the 5-day time frame simultaneously tonight, which, if closes at current stature with CME above 72,000 bucks, is going to fire off quite the signal. But before we get to that, I should let you know, right on over here into my actual chart. Into my chart view. Nope, also the wrong one. Let me get to the proper one right there. There we go. That actually, I'm going to be offering up a totally free trading course in conjunction with Crypto Banter under the link right here in the description of this video, which you can find. There is limited space and it will start within about 20 days, but you can expect more information on that soon. It is for, I should say, very beginners. So if you're more intermediate or advanced type of trader, probably not for you. But if you're a very beginner, or you're just kind of looking, to learn my sort of basics of my system, that would be a good way to do it. And again, free. Anyways, let's start off with the heavy hitting information for the day. And it is the 5-day and weekly closure for CME, which is, again, happening later today, 15 hours, 12 minutes, and 32 seconds and counting. And what we're about to potentially witness is the HPDRO on the 5-day time frame is going to close above the zero read for the first time since actually the February breakout was the last time that we saw it break above the zero read. So as of right now, that is extremely likely to be happening, especially as long as Bitcoin's above $72,000 on CME, which it is as of this moment. Last week it was all the way down here at -21. This week it is actually at almost the opposite but equal reading of that. Now, why is this relevant at all? Because anytime that we have seen the 5-day HPDR cross that zero read, it has preceded pretty significant runs for Bitcoin throughout this past year year and a half now. And basically anytime that Bitcoin's been in a bull market, it has been a pretty reliable signal for, immense upside to be following. The only time where this was not true in the past year and a half was actually last June. So, maybe 1 year ago that it's, the years are repeating, who knows? But as you can see with all these red vertical bars here over the past year and a half, these have led into the big breakouts for Bitcoin, even calling the macro turnaround in January. And of course, we go to bull markets priorly than this current one. We can see kind of the same behavior right here. It did accurately call the sort of, like the mid-cycle turnaround in 2021, where Bitcoin actually went to new all-time highs. It did call the breakout in 2020, as well as several other things, and even the low again, or around the low, I should say, in, it actually was on the lows right here. In 2018 cycle. So I do look at that as rather significant. And yes, that will be confirming later today. Again, assuming that Bitcoin just doesn't completely shit the bed, especially as long as Bitcoin's, here or higher, or even above about 71,000 bucks for specifically CME. The corollary number that would be for spot price action would be about 70,000 bucks. So you can use those as like major lines in the sands right now. Because the way that I'm looking at price action is that Bitcoin is likely preparing for its next major breakout, which really starts to occur like today or Monday. I mean, we've kind of seen it stair step its way out throughout this whole week, but I'm really looking for that massive girthy green dildo, or in this case, the cyan dildo right here, which is going to be the impressive one, and then follow through on top of that. So as of this week up until now, we've just kind of seen like small little stair steps here and there. Bitcoin is going to take a major step up. I think it either happens today or Monday, very specifically. Why do I say today or Monday? Well, Monday, as you already know, is the most likely day to close positively for Bitcoin, especially since 2024 began, and has actually a pretty high average return at 3.69%. And Friday, why do I say Friday? Because today is a big Friday closure, so be a good time for this one to just kind of confirm an actual breakout, leave people in the dust over the weekend, and then when the real trading week begins, you get a bit of one of those feeding frenzies. But as far as Friday does go, it's more of a coin flip in terms of whether it closes positively or negatively for the year 2024. on the positive and negative return side on, I should say for the averages. It is a little bit more. Well, actually, it's kind of in the middle of the pack as far as those results go. Friday, for the positive gaining Fridays, has gained an average of just over 2%, and for the losing Fridays has lost an average of about 2.65%. So putting that into terms of actual price here, taking it from the open, about 2% from our open to the upside will put Bitcoin 72,300 or so, basically at all-time highs. And to the downside, if Bitcoin were to shave it off, you're looking somewhere down around about 69,000 bucks. I would go as far to say on this video, if you see Bitcoin down below yesterday's low, and especially if it closed below yesterday's low, which is essentially 70,000 bucks, so same number as before for spot price action, you're very likely going to see a greater correction first before any sort of major continuation. What am I trying to say? I'm trying to say that if you're going to see any sort of major breakout, it likely occurs from here. If you don't see this breakout occur from here relatively soon, you're probably looking at a deeper retracement. And I'd go as far to say, probably somewhere down around about 64,000 bucks. I still do think that overall it'd be a major opportunity long term, yes, but that's probably what you're looking at and probably ends up taking more time. Now, I do think that the upside case is a lot more stronger here than the downside in terms of not proximity, but in terms of like how likely it is to happen sooner rather than later. One of the big reasons would be traditional markets are making new all-time highs as we speak, basically, and about to close out the week again on one massive girthy green dildo right here, and any sort of a closure above the 20th of May's high, or it's basically May highs here, which is 19,023, and I would expect major continuation coming into next week as well. Don't even make it super complicated. Other than this, weekly momentum remains the upside. Volatility is coming off of extreme lows right here after a major base. This is probably preceding the next major run. And I think it's going to it might take a lot of people off guard, just because I think a lot of people are looking for a more prolonged consolidation here. Now, I might be wrong on that just because I haven't really been spending too much time perusing other social media venues, but that's what I would think people are thinking, but fair enough, who knows? At the end of the day, what matters is the daily HPDR range, and I think this one actually really, again, accurately summarizes kind of where we're at as of this moment. The daily for CME very specifically, you can see is lodged between the 38.2 level and the 50% level right here. Basically, any sort of a closure above the 50% level, very, 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 very likely we're going to see a running breakout either beginning today or Monday. And of course, if you do see below the 38.2 level, which on CME is just below 71,000 bucks on a closing basis, you're probably looking at a greater correction first. And I'd be very confident saying at least 65, 64, something like that to the downside before the next sort of potential major low gets put in. But that's what we're looking at. Of course, all of the higher term time frame setups that we've been looking at on this channel, they're still very much available, viable. Whatever the fuck, we'll get a new update on the 5-day one very soon, actually. The 5-day one does get a new tick, not tonight, but tomorrow night. But assuming that Bitcoin doesn't crash back down below about 61,750, likely still going to favor the upside, although I do want to see where the new pivot comes in. And that is another reason why I do say that if we're going to see upside happen, it probably happens from here, and it probably happens sooner rather than later. So yeah, anyways, I think that's a good place for me to be leaving off on this particular video. This is being recorded during a nice little live stream, which you may or may not be on right now. You might be live on camera, but if you're not and you want to join in another one, then well, we'll do another one next week. So yeah, that's it for today. As always, take care, much love, and see you hopefully tomorrow. All right, nice one, sirs and zers. Let's see. Hey, I've lost my page here. Oh, there it is. That's right. I'm using it on my actual screen. Okay. So here we go. I was muted during the whole time. Holy shit, that's terrible. You bastard. I used to actually, unfortunately, do that a lot of the time, or forget to turn on the damn microphone. But I'll get to some of the comments here. Elsa's queued up a few of them for me already. I see Theo's. Hey, what's up, Theo? Theo's actually been making the what's it called, the shorts that I've been putting up, those funny little clips. Been doing a really, really good job, actually. Good morning, Philson. Good morning, sir. Can hear you now. Oh, it's working now. Okay, great, man. Really glad to hear that. Anyways, okay, cool. So I do see that we have Do Kwan's here, and he wants to look at Shark Cat. on Solana, sure, man. SC, I highly doubt this thing is on TradingView. It is on TradingView. It's on Orca and Radium exchange, so off to a good start. Not the worst chart I was expecting to see, actually. In fact, I actually pretty good. You know, I'm not going off of much here, to be fair, but I do like the rounded higher low right here compared to the low right here. So it actually does have a good structure going on. Of course, however, it's not really confirmed to, you know, be quote unquote good, bullish, whatever the fuck, until you're back above this sort of swing high that you saw in early May. But as of right now, it's doing what it needs to do. And if you do see it actually clear and close back above this highs here, you're very likely looking at new all-time highs from that number. I don't think there's any real projections to be doing on something that's been around for literally a few months, but ultimately just going off of trend here is going to be likely your friend, and that's kind of what I'd be saying for this one. I need to get my damn comments ready over here so I can see them myself. Okay, let me take a few sips of this water as well. My throat is already acting up as usual. I see the real G squared. Thank you for that, my man. Feel free to have a message as well, though. Jacob Virgil Dios says, can you check out Coinbase stock? Actually, that would have been a good thing to include in today's video. Yeah, I have it queued up over here because I actually watched this one myself. It's actually one of the few stocks that I own, just as like a singular stock. The lines are working. The lines are valid. I am valid. You are valid. Your gender is valid, and my lines are valid. I know you're looking at a 4-hour daily, but just a higher term time frames. I mean, this, like, don't lose the fucking forest for the trees, man. It's good. It's good. You know, it might take a little bit of time here, kind of grinding up around this 260-ish region, but this is a setup for more. Again, let the trend be your friend. In this case, the trend is your friend to the upside. To the downside, not so much, obviously. Looking at the 4-hour time frame as you asked for, are we gonna, you know, is it gonna get a little bit of a short-term pullback here? Sure. You know, probably. Can it come back down to like 250 or 245? Yeah, no problem. But this is an uptrend. I'm not really concerned about this one, especially as long as it's above about 240 overall. So short-term pullbacks likely lead towards a higher term time frame continuation. You know, don't need to make it super complicated in this case. I'll go to a quarterly as well, just to see. Yeah, I mean, it's a good reaction. It's good reaction from the box, man, from the lines. The lines have done it. Jacob says BitF stock also. Okay, Bitfarms, I think this is a miner. Yeah, someone else used to ask about this when it was trading OTC. Some nonsense there. Kind of the same thing going on. Definitely weaker, certainly weaker as far as charts go compared to Coinbase. It looks like I've charted some out here before. I don't recall looking at this one anytime recently, but let's do it for this particular time frame. And you are getting a little bit of a retracement, little bit of a pullback at the 50% level. It's pretty normal stuff as well. Can it come back down to like 220? Sure, but I'd be looking for higher lows within that area. So kind of wrapping up or having a bit more conjecture right there. It's like, yeah, short-term pullback, but I'd be looking for the higher low. Again, if you're looking at a 4-hour time frame, yeah, you know, probably a short-term top here, probably comes down 225, maybe $2, somewhere in that pocket there, and then tries for a higher low. But overall, long-term, I think it kind of follows the rest of them, just not as strong. All right, we have Mr. Isaac. He says, "Hey, Krown, can you trade with no indicators and just price and market structure?" I can. I don't think it's ideal or optimal for myself. I like to go off of very objective things. So I want to see, hey, for example, is like my PMARP level below 10 while price is trading below the HPDR bands, you know, level 1. If that's true, it's very obvious. Like there's no like ambiguity there. The problem with using market structure or price or drawing lines is that there's an inherent ambiguity towards it. It's like, where do you start the line? Like, you know, even in this case right here, okay, if I anchor it exactly to the top, you know, it's right there. Or do I do a diagonal line? You know, is it right here or is it right here? And if I even move it just like one little pixel, 2 little pixels, that accounts for like severely different price action. And then you always have the question, okay, should I open here? No, was the line supposed to be here or here or here? You know, all of these things lead towards more questions in my experience. And while I have seen it work, and I do know people who make it work, for me, it's not for me. I have done it in the past. I've been successful with it in the past. I've also had not optimal success in the past with it. Personally, I go for something that's more objective. Again, doesn't mean that that's the only way to do things. Of course, if you're guessing price action perfectly, then hey, keep on doing what you're doing. I mean, that's like, who am I to tell you otherwise? But for me, it's like, can I do it? Kind of, but if I'm really honest with myself, like, here's where I had the major change. I tried to sit down with myself and be really, really honest with myself. It's like, look, if I'm analyzing past price action, I'm just using market structure and price. Sure, yeah, you can mark off your horizontals, you can mark off, even your diagonals, you can mark off all sorts of things, and it looks really, really good in the past. And and you're like, yeah, okay, I can do it. I can discern which ones are proper, which ones are not. But if you have to do it in the moment, a lot more questions arise. And so that's kind of my issue with it. So yeah. Anyways, to answer your question, yes, but no. Banana Man says, Ondo, end of bull profit levels. Fuck if I know, man. Sorry, I'm not, I can't foresee the future. It's not, you can't even really make, I can't even really make like long-term price projections. I can only make long-term price probabilities, and on something like this, which doesn't have much history, that's not fucking happening. And what's probably more important is that I would have more objective signals for when the high is in, rather than guessing where the high is going to be. I feel you're going to make a lot less mistakes of just waiting for a signal for a high to be in. Yes, you won't catch the actual high, than trying to project where that high is going to be far in advance, or potentially far in advance. Looking at the weekly right here, do I think that the high is already in? Probably not. Do I think this one has more to go? Yes, but it's always difficult with these like super new things, man. I can draw a bit of a projection here. Do I think that do I think one of the highs is going to come around one of these major fibs? Probably yes. Is it possible that the high is already in? Yeah, I mean, that's always possible, right? But assuming that Bitcoin's is not, probably, very unlikely. Do I think that this one trades into the $2 range before it's all said and done? Probably yes. But I don't, as far as just guessing where the all-time high price is going to be, fuck if I know, man. I mean, this is a pretty damn good high right here. You could probably make a good argument that that's going to be a high for a while. So yeah. The real G Square says injective 12-hour, please. Sure, man. Symbol INJ, I think. We go to Binance for this one. Okay, this one has a lot more history, so that's good. 12-hour time frame. Haven't really given me what you want to do here, but I guess I already charted this one out. Still trading within this range. Using the lines. Of course, very, very simply put, if you start to see this one close above about $30, I'd be looking for the breakout. Probably retest the highs that you saw over here on April 8th, around 36, 37. It probably goes on for a little bit of a run after a pullback there. But, how long can this trading range go on for? Go on for quite some time. And is this one ready to break out as of right now? Well, let's see what the higher term timeframes look like. Actually, potentially, yes. When I look at the weekly's having a fresh stochastic momentum across the upside here. 2473 is the number to hold. It also is playing out one of these long-term trend lines, it looks like. So I'd say this one actually does have a pretty legitimate chance of breaking out here and trading to the upside. I wouldn't necessarily gain that from the 12-hour, but yeah. So there we go. Let's see. Dan says GME. I'm guessing you mean just GameStop, not USD. Okay, that is an actual thing. Oh, god damn. Why do you have to put a fucking crypto on a crypto? Jesus, man. What is going to be the god-awful exchange to go to for this one? We'll go to CoinEx because it has a great name. Look, yes, this is an uptrend. Yes, it probably goes for more. Who the fuck knows what happens with this thing? I'm guessing this is like meme mania right here. I'll do a Fibonacci extension. Maybe it goes to 10 cents. Overall, this move actually does look very strong, and it does look like it's gonna go for more. I'd be looking for next move to 10 cents and probably pull back around like 3.3, something like that. Yeah, just follow the trend as long as that's up. Just let it go. Just let it go, man. Aaron Simondenson says, oh, this is actually a really good question. Hey, Krown, is your crypto banter school any different from your course on Teachable? Yes. The course on Teachable is a lot more geared towards like intermediate level and above, whereas the crypto banter thing is very beginner. Like one of the big advantages of making that with like their professional team is that they actually sent a guy over to my place. He's a really cool guy, by the way. I really, really liked him. And like I'm explaining my system to him at first, and he's like, bro, that's too complicated. Bro, he's Portuguese, so like you know how they are. You know how they are. They're very relaxed, and he just looked me dead in the eyes like, bro, it's too complicated. and so it was really, really nice to have him and be like, all right, does this make sense? He's like, yes, this makes sense. Does this make sense? No, I think you missed a step somewhere. Got it, man. No problem. So it's actually very useful for me. Yeah, it's much different, of course. So there you go, man. All right, let's see. Calm Ari says UMB USD 1 week. All right, let's see if there's a weekly here. Sounds like a shitcoin. Umbrella coin. Umbrella network. Yes. Give me the umbrellas. Terrible. Very bad. Very bad. Holy shit, bad. Very, very bad. Bad. Give it all the fucks in the world. Oh, it's not even on. One moment, sir. There seems to have been some sort of a... What the fuck is going on here, man?
You're canceled.
You're canceled. How about that?
Because I'm a woman?
You are canceled because you're a woman. Yes, it's exactly why. Ho, ho, ho. Ho, ho, ho. My fucking sounds. They don't work anymore. How dare you? Well, it's bad.
Can I do it?
Can you do it? Sure.
Oh,
I was not expecting that. Yeah, terrible chart. Worst chart we've seen today by far. While everything else in their mother was going up to the moon and beyond, in the bullish of most bullish markets, this thing goes fucking down. Couldn't have picked a worse one. Couldn't have done worse. You get the worst shitcoin chart of the day award, sir. Your prize is... Oh, fuck! Gotcha, bitch. What? My violin doesn't work? Oh, God. No abundance. Your abundance has been removed. Been plucked out. See? Like this. It's my favorite move. How did he learn that? Now I've been inundated with several other pluckers and Reiki masters on YouTube. Like, it's great. It's like, this is my favorite move. Whoop. I got it. Thanks, man. That was a really good pluck. Very good form. Coffee, please, says Chainlink Daily. Sure. Haven't looked at this one in a while. All right, Chainlink. What are we doing here, Chainlink? Still playing in a range. Still not doing much. I'm actually kind of stumped on this one. If I had to call it, short-term down. Looks like it's found a little bit of local high. Don't like how it's been keeling on over. Doesn't seem to play with the rest of the crypto market. Like, it doesn't play with Bitcoin. What Bitcoin's doing seems not so important to this one. But look, like, while I do think it comes down in the short term here, I don't know what time frame. Oh, you're on a daily. While I do think it comes down a little bit in the short term here, it's still overall in just a range. And I don't think there's anything like super interesting going on here. Yeah. I am inclined to say that it probably comes back down like towards 16 bucks first and then tries for a higher low. But yeah, it's just an uninteresting chart as long as it's within this range. Above the range, yeah, you got a big breakout. Below the range, obviously you have a big breakdown. But right now, short term, it's kind of hit the middle of the range. Typically going to be a pullback area. Probably pulls back a little bit. Probably tries for a higher low. Probably tries the upside after that. But it is weird to see that this one just does not play with any of the other major cryptos. It kind of does its own thing. It's weird. It's a little bit uncorrelated in a way. Michael Longcar says, PP 8 hour and daily, please. Sure, man. I got your PP over here. Let's see. What is PP doing? 8 hour and daily. Oh, damn. This one was, yeah, fucking good. Daily looks like it's creating a range. 8 hour, not looking at an 8 hour because I don't even have that on my chart here. But I'll go to a 4 hour. Yeah, 4 hours just in a nice little tight range. Tight range on this one equals good for the boo laws. Only way that I get bearish on it if you see it start to trade below the bottom side of the range. As far as that goes, I think it's still going to be corrective in the short term. I think that you probably still have maybe another few tests down to the bottom side of this range. But what I'd be looking for is I'd be looking for daily stochastic momentum to kind of find its way down here and then flip around. I do see that there is likely a trend line coming in from the last few lows. And that still would imply that this one ticks down maybe another day or two, maybe even 3, before like the next potential low is put in. So that could very easily equate to a wick to the downside and then a try to the upside. But yeah, as long as it holds the overall range good, it is a pretty fucking impressive move. I'll say that. And I do think that it is not, I don't think that you've seen the all-time highs on this one just yet. And the next pullback should be a buy. And this one still has some new all-time highs to go, at least for one more month. At least once more this month or next month, something like that. Anyways, someone asked about GameStop, GME. We can do GameStop, sure. I break out. Yeah. This one's ready to go. I remember we looked at this one back in 2021. We called the top on it. But I think that this one's actually ready to do something similar. Again, this is a powerful move here. Let's see what the daily looks like. Yeah, daily's continuation. I'd be looking for it to retest this high and very likely exceed that high at $65 in the coming month or two. Long-term month, quarterly. I think it's going to spike prior all-time highs. Actually, the real question is, does it make new all-time highs? Does it actually trend? Because you do have a quarterly high or low here. That is important, and you are going to see quarterly stochastic momentum turn to the upside at the simultaneously. So that's a pretty strong combination signal. The question is, how much of this is technical versus how much of this one is just complete shitcoin bullshit? I don't know. I don't know. But this one actually could very well actually trend from here, which is kind of crazy. But fair enough. All right. WNC says, your analysis gets me rock hard. Thanks, ma'am. Moo on the daily. Moo. Do you know that there's actually a Finnish character called Moomy? And it's some retarded elephant looking guy. He's very, very popular here. Elsa actually played a Moomy game as well. She looks depressing as fuck. Anyways, Moo on the daily. Not much of a daily to be looking at here because it is so new. Obviously, you have a nice little swing high being put in. The question is, how far does this one come down before it tries for the next low? Well, in this case, I like to kind of pull my fibs for this, and we can see this one's getting very, very close to the 382. Probably, I think you at least get a move to the 50% level at 1575. Before you get a potential turnaround. The reason why I say that is because stochastic momentum is pretty weak here. So I think at least down around here, probably in this pocket between these two, before it tries for a bounce, maybe a higher low. And that's where you're going to find out whether this thing's bullish or not. Oh, this is Moo the Bull. Moo the Bull. What the fuck, man? You should be able to tell whether something is good or not by its name. If its name is Moo the Bull, it's not fucking good. It's probably not fucking good. The meme markets continues to go on. Yeah, I'm just a hater. Is what it is. Moomins, yeah, it's the Moomins. Holy shit, other people know about this? Bin Chicken says, is he talking about the Moomins? Yeah. DJ Johnny says Moomins. Yeah, it's the retarded elephant. The one from Finland. Well, he's. Well, what the fuck is Hembuli? Hemulu is a gay man who likes flowers. What? Where does this even come from? Fair enough. Michael Longcar says, Brett, 8 hour and daily, please. What is up with these weird time frames? Gate, really good. Wow, really, really good. I remember we looked at this one like, I don't know, a week or two ago, and we said it was good, but I did not expect it to be this good. Jesus. The meme market continues. You can tell from this one by the name, it's good. Okay, simple. It's very, very simple. Brett good, Moo bad. Really fucking. Look. This one is in parabolic mode right now. I don't know how high it goes. I don't know where it stops, but it's not yet. I think you might hit. You might even hit like 18, 19 cents relatively soon. Yeah, the weekly's not done. This one actually can run quite a fair bit. This is a crazy chart right here. It is in parabolic mode, so when it does top, it's going to be fast. It's going to be unrelenting. It's going to take no prisoners. But for now, kind of just have to step out of the way of it. Like I've learned my lesson in the past with trying to call tops prematurely on these sort of things. The only way that I'd be concerned about this one if it came back down below like 12 cents. That'd be very, very concerning. But until then, upside continues, man. 18, 19 cents next big area. You got 29 cents, and then above there, I'm like 40, 60-ish, something like that. Could get crazy in the right conditions. Sergeant Barnacle says, please, sir, hoppy on the hourly Mexi. Sure, hoppy. Okay. All right, it is on TradingView, so that's better than nothing. Daily bad, topping, hourly probably entering into a nice long-term downtrend. Look, if I'm on the hourly, I do think at least you're going to get a move back down to the range lows. The question is, do the range lows hold or not at 17,000? I don't know. There's not really much history going off of here. If you're bullish, that's probably where you're looking for a bounce. If you're bearish, that's where you're looking for an actual breakdown, and this one gets sent to the hells and below. Higher term timeframes, not great. I'd be more, 4-hour time frame does say more likely to bounce here at least one more time and give it a chance. And that's actually what I'll go with on this one. Probably grinds out this area one more time, give it a chance to bounce. Bounce fails, send it to fucking hell. Misha Vladimir, holy shit, it's a Russian, get him! Kidding. Misha says ICP daily and weekly. Okay, ICP. All right. Internet computer. How do we like the name? Do we like the name? No. Elsa says no. Trading range again. Nice little daily lower highs all along the way. Same lows. So actually working itself into a kind of a bearish formation here. I do think you're going to get a wick to the downside here. The question is, how far down does it come? Somewhere between like 10.5 to 9.5 maybe. Definitely on the weaker side. Definitely not so interesting. Monthly stochastic momentum crossing to the downside in the bull, rejecting the bullish control zone. I think you're in for some more sideways and probably a test to the downside. Really nothing to be excited about this thing as long as you're below about 15.5 bucks. As long as you're below 15.5, nothing bullish. And should be expecting short-term sideways and down. Try for a bounce somewhere around here. And if that bounce pops back up above about 14 bucks, then yeah, it's probably fine to the upside. But I'd be respectful of the downside here. More things showing potential downside here than upside we've looked at today. But the ones that have been showing upside are like extremely strong. Coffee Please says no sauna daily, please. Okay, no Santa. Okay, not on TradingView. Or is it a... Oh, no, it is on TradingView, but weird. Okay, we go to CoinEx for this one because best name. Whoops. All right, what's the... what time frames? Daily. Okay, we're on a daily already. I do like the higher low. Want to see it obviously make a higher high above your May highs here at 5.5 bucks. That would be your confirmation of bullishness. The question is it likely to do that or not? Still not a whole hell of a lot of history here. I actually do think I would be biased towards it actually doing that. For me, this one overall, I do think it trades the upside. The question is from where? Does it reject here, pop back down, set another higher low around like 410, 415, and then try to the upside, or does it just take off from here? That's what I'm not so confident on right now. If I'm looking at the lower term timeframes, I think this one likely tries some downside first. If I look at the higher term timeframes, overall, I think it breaks out to the upside. But first things first, probably some downside. So it really depends what time frame you're on. I know you're on a daily, So I'd be kind of looking forward to kind of dig in, or sorry, dip a little bit and then dig in maybe somewhere between these major fibs here. And if you see a higher low there, that's probably a good sign. If you don't, if you see it, especially back down below this last prior higher low in May, very bad, very, very bad. But higher term time frames say up, lower term time frames say short term downside. So short term down, long term probably up. Thinking about the name says ARUSD. Okay, AR. I think this is this is a crypto. I've seen this one before. Okay, and you're on a 2-day and 5-day. Well, if I'm on the daily here, I need to ask for it. Very clear and obvious short term high. Kind of like the last one, 2-day time frame, same shit. 5-day time frame, less obvious. Weekly, I mean, when I pull out, when in doubt, pull out, you can see it's in kind of a short-term consolidation. Higher term timeframes, though, do suggest continuation. So short-term, it's kind of like the last one. I do think the short-term probably trades a little bit to the downside. You know, does it try for a higher low somewhere between like 36 to 32 and a half, something like that, and then try again to the upside, maybe. Higher term timeframes are bullish still. But I'm inclined to say that the low and medium term timeframes continue to trade sideways and down and consolidate a bit. Put in some time here. You know, something like this. If I had to draw out like a LARP line here, something like that. All right. Let's see. Jacob Virgil says GCT stock thoughts. Hee hee. Okay. Hee. I always think it's funny when grown men write hee hee. Some guy texted me hee hee the other day. I'm like, dude, what the fuck did you just send me? What the fuck, man? All right. So looking at Giga Cloud Technology. Okay. No time frames given. So I don't really know where to go with this one. Weekly very likely does try some downside. Daily, very likely trying some downside here. I do think this one's going to come back down and retest these lows. Looks like we charted this one out before, like 32 and a half. Wait, what? Sorry, 25 and a half. Oh my God, my dyslexia is just, it's just out of control right now. It's off the charts. Very likely to test to the downside. If you see $23 break, you got problems all the way down to like 18 to 19 if that happens. I'm kind of biased towards that happening here. This looks to me like a major high, like a major top. But it's, again, difficult on this thing because there's not a whole hell of a lot of history on the higher term time frames. But if I had to call right now, short term down, look for a bounce at those range lows first. If that fails, big downs, big downs. Calm says Pendle 1 week. What the fuck? How the hell do you, what is this English? Okay. All right. I think this is all just like shorthand. Pendle 1 week, HDU, KNO, which WICH days, spike low, one word, is break D level. Okay. I think what you're saying is, how do you know which days spike low is breakdown level? I'm just going off the range lows, man. That's all something, you know, pretty simple. So, well, actually in this case, not range lows, but trend lows. So, how do you know which day spike low is the breakdown level? Okay. So in this case, it's a case of trend. So what I would look at is I'd look at the last higher low and I'd say, hey, look, your trend breaks down when you start to break down below that last higher low. So that is where the trend reverses. That is where things actually change in terms of in terms of that metric. So that would be why I chose that specific area, which I think is what your question is. And that's what I would say on this particular one. As long as this one is above that last higher low, which is about 380, okay, long-term good. And this is all consolidation right here. And you play out this range for, I don't know, a little bit longer. Who knows how long it takes, whatever. But fine. As long as it's within here, likely bullish. We are starting to see weekly stochastic momentum turn back onto the upside as long as this one's above 5.25. So kind of have to favor short-term upside, although when I go down to the lower-term timeframes, looks a little bit weaker to me. But overall have to respect the trend. Like my main rule is the trend is your friend. Respect the trend before anything else. And in this case, yeah, it's 380. So as long as you're above 380, good. Below 380, bad. Um, anyways, Crypto Wisdom says TIA, please. Okay, symbol TIA, USD. All right. I guess I charted this one out before as well. I don't don't recall when this last one was for these LARP lines, but it does look like they are playing out. Overall a range play still. I do think that this one probably comes down closer to the bottom side of this range before everything's said and done. I know I have my LARP lines here already, suggesting a breakdown. I don't know if I don't think I'd hold to that, but I'm seeing a lot of things here that do suggest, hey, it's not ready to break out to the upside just yet. Daily stochastic momentum to the downside, losing the bullish control zone as long as you're below 1167. Weekly time frame, I shouldn't have to cross the upside here, but I suspect that this one takes its time. I think what you're probably going to be looking at here is something like this. If I were to redo the LARP lines, maybe sideways and down here, maybe it gives another spike somewhere close to the lows, maybe on a higher low, something like that, like $9-ish, and then tries to move to the upside anywhere above this last high here for May breakout. And you can expect probably, deep teens, 16 to basically $20, something like that, if that were to happen. But, as far as charts go, a very uninteresting chart compared to most things. This one just hasn't really joined in upside moves in all of 2024 and more or less in a trading range here. I look at this as overall weak in comparison to other things. So it's going to need a strong broad market in order for this one to actually break out and join some of the upside. Thinking about the name, says Solana long-term analysis and price targets for end of cycle. Again, I have no fucking idea how to do something like that. I don't think anyone really does. It's a lot more easy to witness a high being put in and then say, hey, that has a lot of the markings of a good long-term macro high. I can give some Fibonacci extensions here, but how much do I trust that? I mean, I do trust it, but I wouldn't be betting on it myself. $700 going to be an area of interest. Above there, you're into the thousands. I don't think that's very reasonable. I don't think that's very likely. I think $700 would actually be quite a move, personally. I don't think you're going to see much higher than there throughout the cycle, if you even get there to begin with. Daily time frame, just consolidating at a range. Overall, fine, as long as it holds the range. I have some LARP lines here. Basically, anything is a higher low above about 140. Yeah. I do think that this one continues on the overall upside movement. Weekly time frame, stochastic momentum playing out this trend line of regression. As long as it's above 160, pressure is onto the upside. So I'd be respectful of that. It's just more of a question of when. When moon here? When will the moon be? I need to know. I don't know. But overall, I'd be biased towards upside, especially as long as it's above 160, and like baseline would be 140. Alex McLaurin says B Lou on base daily. Okay, I don't know if this is going to be on TradingView. B Lou. Oh, Elsa's laughing because B Lou is how you say pussy in Finnish, and the what is that thing called? No, the actual one. I can't even think of words today. The fucking, the little shower head that you use in the toilet to wash your asshole. Yeah, what is it called in English?
Bidet.
A bidet. That's right, a bidet. In Finnish, they call it a pilu puhelin. It's pussy phone. That's right, a bidet. They call it the pussy phone, which doesn't really make sense because it's an asshole phone. Like, what are these Finnish people doing? A bunch of girls just like jacking themselves off with the pussy phone. Anyways, Bilu, not on TradingView. Can't look at this one, unfortunately. Also not a pussy phone. So no use case. There's no use case for this shitcoin here. Unfortunately, can't find that one, man. Thinking about the name, says FTM, 2-day, 5-day. Okay, another prior cycle shitcoin. Let's see how the prior cycle shitcoins are doing. Not great. Look, well, to be fair, I mean, it is getting a macro higher low, but just nowhere near its prior highs, kind of in the middle of the pack there. Wouldn't say it's super strong nor super weak, just uninteresting. Anyways, as far as 2-day, 5-day, weekly, whatever the fuck goes, You know, I do respect the trend here. Have to be bullish as long as it's above about 63 cents. Your confirmation of a breakout probably to, oh yeah, in this case, you know, close to all-time highs, maybe like 150 to $2 region would be any sort of a move back above your March highs here. Bullish as long as it's above 63. Oh, again, it's kind of the same thing as a lot of the other ones that we looked at. The real question is here, where does the next higher low come in around? Is it putting it in right here? Whoops, give me my damn brush. Is it putting it in right here? Does it come a little bit lower? Try for a higher low there and then try to the upside. I don't have a strong opinion on that. My strong opinion is on likely upside from here and bullish as long as you're above 63 cents. All right, moving on from there, we have the real G squared, but no comment. So what happened? What happened there? Jimmy, Frank, Zach. You have like 3 first names as your full name. Jimmy, Frank, Zach. Dog coin bro. Dog coin bro. Sure. Yes, we have another shit coin here, as you might expect. Okay, I think it's time to, I want to delete this chart, but it is actually still long-term useful. No time frames given, as always useful. Very similar to the last chart that we just looked at, trading range, right? Highs and lows. You know, I have to be biased towards a bullish outcome here as long as it's above the range lows at 12 or 13 cents on a closing basis. The question is, does this one pop back down, set in a higher low here? Is it already setting it right here? It's like the exact same chart as the one that we just looked at. I am biased towards this one popping back up though towards 21 cents and getting an actual breakout. And you know, you probably see this one pop back up towards like October 2021 highs in the 30s. But well, fair enough. I mean, it actually has made new all-time highs every cycle. So I think that's a good sign in and of itself compared to most of the other shits that we've seen today. My voice is already getting fucked. Melody says, can you check out RNDR 4 hour? Yeah, I remember this one was a very strong one. Let's see if it's still strong. Yeah, looking good compared to most things that we've seen. Again, another chart that's in just a sideways consolidation here. I'd say the same thing on this one as the last chart that we just looked at. It's like, okay, is it putting in the higher low here? Does it come a little bit further down? Does it even test the range lows? I don't know. But overall, as long as it's within this range, bullish outcome is going to be the bias and will be confirmed back above about 1160 or so. And this one gets to go to new all-time highs. I'm not super confident that it puts in the low like exactly right now. I think it can spend a lot more time going sideways here. But we do see daily and weekly stochastic momentum going in the same direction here. So perhaps it does give a try to the upside sooner rather than later. Yeah. One of the better charts we've seen today, actually. One of the best charts we've seen today. Long term, at least. Thinking about the name says PolyXUSD. Okay. What the fuck? Polymesh. Okay. 2-day, 5-day, long terms. More history here than what I would have expected is 2022 shitcoin. Again, very similar to the last few things we've seen. Trading range going on. Something like this. You know, does it have one more run towards the downside of the range? I don't know. I don't have strong opinions on that. My strong opinion is on, as long as it's within here, long-term upside is going to be implied below about 33 cents on a daily closing basis, bearish. But until then, respect the trend. Just let the trend be your friend. You're going to see most time frames start to turn up relatively soon as well. It's kind of the same thing as the last one. It's like, might actually turn up sooner rather than later here. Jacob is back. He says KDA, worse than umbrella. Okay. All right. Worse than umbrella. Well, it's going to be a hard one. It's going to be a hard one. It's pretty bad. It's pretty bad, but I'll say that umbrella is worse because it's gone down more for longer. This one's also pretty bad though. Typical prior cycle, bullshit that will never trade ever again back around that prior all-time high. Again, is it putting in a higher low here on a weekly? Maybe. Overall, I think your long-term range holds, and I think this one, I don't think you'll ever see anything interesting to the upside for this thing, like ever, in terms of getting anywhere near that prior all-time high. I think I think at best you hold this range for a long time. At worst, you break below range lows. Just terrible. Really, really bad. Really, really bad. The only way that I'd be even, I mean, I'd never considered anything like this myself, but the only way that you could get somewhat excited about it is if it did start to trade back above 240. You probably have a pretty big breakout for a 2x move, but yeah, just terrible, god awful. Not worse than Umbrella, but pretty fucking bad, man. Pretty fucking bad, man. Harrison says XMR Monero. I haven't looked at Monero in a long time. Daily and weekly, okay. Weekly, good. Breakout, well, not a breakout, but trading towards range highs. I think it has a little bit more here. Probably trades closer towards 185. Daily. Whoops, let's get that right as well. Daily might have a short-term pullback soon. I don't know. I mean, it's been a pretty impressive run right here. It's had, let me just see, 8 days of just straight upside. Pretty impressive, actually. I do think that you trade somewhere close to the range highs here. The question is, do you break out above range highs or not? I don't know. Long term, it's a tough chart to love long term, just because from cycle to cycle does not make new all-time highs, or did for a second, but it's not really a new all-time high as far as the closing price goes. So while I am biased towards upside price action here, I wouldn't get super excited until you start to see like monthly closures above 185, and at that point, yeah, you probably get another run towards 250, 300, but yeah, weird one here. Because when I actually first came to the market, I was presented Monero as like one of the more legitimate cryptos, but seems to me like hasn't really hit the mark there. Anyways, okay, we'll move on. Nimai says AKT USD on the daily and weekly. Okay, AKT, this is a cash, I believe. A cash. Trading range. I think we actually just did this one today. Trading range, again, it's like long term, as long as it's within here, I'm going to be biased towards upside. The question is, where does the next higher low come in around? You've just tested the 50% level. Okay, great place for a bounce. Does it trade a little bit lower and try for a higher low here? Maybe yes. I don't have strong opinions on this. I really don't. My strong opinion is on one of these two areas, tries for a bounce, and what will be very telling is how high the bounce gets. If the bounce gets back above about 480, bullish. If the bounce fails to get above 480, lower high. Get ready to test some downside, but yeah, overall, I think this one could be consolidating for quite some time. Actually, this will take time. Yeah. Caspa, please, fellow hairy man. Wish you abundance. Thanks, man. I wish you abundance as well. Did we already look at this one or not? Let's see. Caspa. No, I don't think so. I don't think we've looked at it. Wow. One of the only things that we've seen that has actually made new all-time highs this week. Very strong signal. Weekly stochastic oscillator is positioned freshly to the upside as long as it's above about 1160. Daily, it's going to be way up there. Yes. So short term might be a bit of a pullback here. Can very easily pull back, but pullback's just going to be a higher low, whether it's 15 and a quarter, 14 cents, whatever. Doesn't really matter to me. Overall, I think that this one's primed for more. Very strong move here. Very parabolic, very, very crazy. But I think it might get a little bit more crazy before it's all said and done. So I don't think it's done just yet. At least I wouldn't be biased towards that as long as it's got those weekly higher lows. So below 11 cents, okay. Yes, bearish, tops in. Get ready for big bad downside. Until then, haven't really made any money betting on the downside versus this one long term. So 11 cents is my line in the sand there. Let's see. Thinking about the name says R&D. I think we did this one just earlier. R&DR, R&Derper. Long-term analysis and price target. No fucking idea how to do that. I can come up with projections here, but what's most likely to happen here is probably sideways within this range is probably your long-term price action. Between current highs and like $8, I think it could take a lot of time there. But long-term, if it does break out, I don't know, you're probably looking somewhere around $20 or so, something like that. Same thing as kind of the last coin. It's gone on a pretty phenomenal run. I think it still has more, but when it turns around, it's going to be pretty nasty. And right now, as long as you're above about $7. Just have to respect the uptrend. All right. We have Nimai. He's back. He says TAO USD. Okay. All the T names here. Binance. All right. This one just hanging on the lows for dear life. Charts like this are very difficult. They're very, very new. It's like you're getting some signals. You might have a higher low right here, but you have an overall downtrend. How do you actually reverse the trend, get bullish, and probably have some nice upside price action? Need to trade back above that last swing high, which was 23rd of May high, which is 490. So back above there on this current bounce, and I'd get bullish on this one for an actual reversal. Until then, have to respect the trend. In this case, would be to the downside, but you are getting some signs of reversal here. Daily stochastic momentum, weekly probably doesn't even populate. Yeah, it's too new. It's just too new, man. But if there ever is going to be a turnaround, this would be a good area just because you already have a higher low in. So I just want to see that that one confirm a higher high, and fair enough. All right. We have Michael Longcar. He says doggy 4 hour and daily. We already did that one, so all good there. Alex McLaurin says Beam USD on daily cycle high, please. Why? It's like every time I'm like, I don't think that you can actually do that. But what's the cycle high? It's like, all right, cycle high, not gonna have one. It's terrible. It's fucking terrible. Worst, no, not the worst chart we've seen today, but very, very bad. There's got to be a better long-term chart than that. Wow, cycle high is already in. It's terrible. It's terrible. It's fucking god awful, man. Really, really bad. Really fucking bad. Only goes down, even throughout the most bullish of markets of all time. Bad. Bad, 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 bad. Bad, 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 bad. Cycle highs should not even be in your vocabulary when you own something like this. Bankruptcy lawyers should be in your vocabulary when you own something like this. It's bad, man. It's fucking bad. It's fucking bad. Like, sir, I've been holding this coin for 2 years and it only goes down. When's the cycle high? I don't think it exists. Kuno says targets for MFAT. It's like, literally doesn't even give a time frame. But what are your targets in the next minute, in the next hour, in the next day, in the next week, in the next month, in the next year? Is there even a setup? First off, we're only going to do one of these, my man. Emphasis. Okay. So some Indian stock. Good. Very good chart. Very, very good chart. So you got that. Again, I have no idea what fucking time frames you're talking about or what you're looking for at all. But I do think that this one trades up from here. I do think that you're going to retest the February highs. Probably going to retest the March of 2022 highs at some point. Yeah, not bad. Or it's not that it's not bad. It's actually good. So yeah, there's that. But it is a real stock after all. So there's that as well. Mr. Non-Simpatico says, oh, the Balkan dwarf, he's back. Thanks. Hi. Hee hee. Yes, hee hee, sir. Let's go look at the Balkan dwarf. I got it on my charts over here. Had a pretty impressive move last week to Jesus Christ. This thing is fucking crazy. It's a really tough one for me right now. I was actually looking at it earlier today. It's actually a really, really tough one for me because when I look at it like right here, it might be a top. In a lot of ways, it's similar to a lot of charts we've seen. It is creating its own little trading range, something like this. Don't really want to see it anywhere below like this 25, this whatever the hell that number is, 25 below there. Probably unravels most of the rally that it's been working on over May. But if you're ever going to see a higher low, that would be the place for it to be. So that's kind of the issue here. So it's like, what are you biased towards? Let me actually put it on the line chart. That might make things a little bit better. Let's see. Yeah, a little bit better here. Have to be biased towards it. Look, if it's going to end up being bullish, you'd want to see a bounce right fucking here. If you start to see it really trade, significantly below like 25 and lower, I think it's going to come all the way back down to the April lows, and probably highs are in at that point. Blah blah blah. done. So yeah, whoops, let me go back to my regular candles. All right, let's see. Jimmy Frank Zach says it's Polish Frank Zach. Frank Zach, yes. Got it, man. Have you ever heard to never trust someone with two first names? RVXA says carrot, please, daily and 3 day. Okay, carrot. Maybe Kuderp. Daily and 3 day. Daily, too new, man. Too new. It's kind of like the last chart that we looked at, but even less information. This one can just as easily continue here as it can top for forever. But I'm gonna respect the trend. Those are my rules. You know, potentially where would you look at on higher lows? Maybe like 83 cents to 90 cents. But I really want to see a higher low there and continuation from there. Other than that, I just don't have strong opinions on things that are this new. If I had to, I'd say up, and that's just based off a trend. That's the only thing. Weekly, close it here. Yeah, probably up after a little bit of a short-term pullback, closer to like 90 cents, maybe something like that. But not really getting too much from this chart. It's been around for literally about a month. It's not long at all. Jacob says SE stock weekly China #1. Yes, Chim Pokemon China #1. Oh, whoops, I almost put in China there. Chim Pokemon. Okay, weekly. Yes, okay. So far, so good. Long term, pretty bad. We have a very big problem here. It's very bad long term, but I do think your short term rally continues. Daily momentum up, weekly momentum actually getting pretty exacerbated there. You know, I do think you might actually see an official test towards the range highs. Maybe towards 89 to 90 bucks. But I'd be looking for definitely a pullback there, if not earlier, a little bit earlier. So I think that this current run is coming to a finale relatively soon. The question is, how high does it get? Does it go a little bit higher towards 80 to 90 bucks? Maybe. I think probably yes, but I would be looking for a top there. Long term, hard to love a chart like this. Hard to love a chart that goes all the way from fucking 375 to 32. This is a shitcoin of a chart. It's like you can't get enough shitcoins from crypto. I gotta find them in the Chinese stock market as well. No problem, man. Sam Fragosi says 6A1. 6A1. Whoops, what is this? Some Australian shit? Aussie dollar futures. Okay. I'll look. Daily 4 hour. How are my Aussie dollar redues? My dollar redues. My dollar redues. I do think it's putting in a low here. So there's that. And I do think it trades to the upside from here. This is a monthly chart, so I think it's going to take a long time. You're on a daily and a 4 hour, so kind of a rough thing. Daily time frame, I think it has a little more upside. 4 hour time frame, same thing, but this is just a line chart, really. It's what it is. I feel a lot more confident on like the weekly, monthly. Overall up, you know, very likely comes up somewhere around like 68 cents. Plays at a pullback from there. Long term, I do think that this is a consolidation that leads towards a reversal, but that can take a long fucking time to play out. If you're on a daily and 4 hour, I think probably a push to the upside from here. You know, maybe around these range highs of like 67, but rough one. The thing that's most obvious is that it's very bearish below 66 cents, but you already do that. If I had to call it up, but that's based off the higher term time frames. See what a quarterly looks like. Yeah, I'm looking at this as a macro low being put in here. But again, quarterly time frame. This could take another year. Okay, Mr. Non-Simpatico says IOTA USD long term goals for potential bull run. Goals for potential bull run. Not to own bullshit like this. That's my goal. That's my goal, sir. Absolute garbage. Never made new all-time highs in subsequent cycles. Terrible signal. Terrible. Bad. Probably goes up from here, but also terrible. I'd be surprised if this one even retests like 80 cents ever again.
Sarah, do you want to close the super?
You can close the super chats, yes. It's enough super chats for today. My damn throat is getting fucked up. Goals for potential bull run. The goal for this one is to just not go lower. This bull run. Look, man, I do think it trades the upside from here. I just think that this is a god awful chart long term. Just really, really bad. Like really fucking bad. If you did not make new all-time highs in the cycle that followed your inaugural cycle, it's bad. It's very bad. Very, very bad. Very bad. There's no exceptions ever. Always. Point blank period. Terrible. Just bad, man. Fucking bad. All right, we're gonna close the super chats. So we'll do all the super chats that that have already been put in before this moment, but the ones after this moment get donated to the Sea Fund, which is where we just throw them into the water.
No more pairs.
No more Purse Fund, because fuck them. All right. Look, I do think it trades to the upside from here. I don't think it's going to do anything of significant entrance. I think best case scenario, the stars align. Bitcoin plays out a massive move well deep into the $100,000 territory. Maybe, just maybe, you see this one around 80 cents. But yeah, there are other things in life, sir. Anderson7 says, Osaka Protocol, symbol OSAC, hottest couple in crypto. Nice, man. I want my OSACs. Let's see. Actually, not. Compare that last chart with this chart. Very questionable here. It looks like it literally does not trade. Very, very questionable. But in terms of charts, it is a better one than the last one, for sure. Trading range going on right now. Short-term downside. Short-term, does it test the range lows? Maybe yes. I don't know what these numbers are because they're literally the same number. But below these range lows, whatever your low was from the 1st of May, big bad problems. Reverse the whole damn thing and send it back down to whatever the hell this area is here. Until then, flagging out within this region is probably okay, but it's just really difficult with these things that like they don't even trade, man. Like look at the or actually I don't even volume up, but I'm looking at the daily here and there's like days where there's just, it doesn't trade, it looks like, at all. So very difficult, but respect the trend. Zeke Fuda says, please check 1 week Tau chart on MEXC exchange. Okay, symbol TIO. All right, MEXC. Okay, and did we look at this one earlier and was it a different chart? Maybe something like that. This whatever this look is, it's actually not bad. Consolidated at a high level, obviously a good sign. As long as it holds these range lows at 350, good. Short term, I do think it actually tries the upside. I think it tries towards 490, maybe $500. Overall, have to be biased towards an upside resolution here, just based off a trend again. But I think it could take a lot of time, filling out this area here and then maybe try to move to the upside, something like that. But short term, up. Long term, likely up as well. I think this might just take a long time. Yeah, but not bad. Not bad at all, actually. I just think that this could take like multiple months. Let's see. Anom says, Matic medium long term. Oh boy. Should I hold or sell? I'm 57% down. Okay, so it sounds like you don't have a plan at all. You're just hoping and wishing and waiting. Maybe one day my Matic polygons will love me and go up 50%. Nope, you don't need a 50% move. Oh, no. Oh, no. Okay, you're down 50%. You know what that means? You need a 100% move to get back to break even. Look, I do think it's going to go up from here. I do think there's also other things in this market that are going up at a faster rate. And I do think that this is a piece of garbage that probably is not going to do anything super significantly to the upside overall. But is it going to go up from here? Very likely, yes. Very likely put in a low right here. Very likely does trade back up, actually probably towards your break even. Your break even is kind of the high side of this current range, something like that. You might get a move up there. Long term, I don't know how long this one takes, assuming that it even happens at all, which is a big assumption. This one's going to be very dependent on a strong broad market, which, well, you better hope Bitcoin breaks out sooner rather than later because this thing is holding on for dear life. But I would be biased towards upside here, actually. The question is how high. So I do think you're going to see a move towards 90 cents, very, very likely. But here's the thing. If you do see this one back down below your September 2023 lows, never again. Never again. Get ready for this thing to create more negative returns, unfortunately. Should you hold or should you sell? I cannot make that decision for you. I'm not a financial advisor, nor do I claim to be. You know, what I would say is that when you first took this investment, what was your plan? What was your plan? I'm guessing you probably didn't have one, which is why you're asking. You know, I do think it's actually possible for this one to trade somewhere close to your entry. But then again, you have to ask yourself the question: opportunity cost. Could I be in something that's moving faster to the upside in a bull market where things are moving to the upside versus something that is absolute fucking garbage? Terrible, really, really bad. Alan says, can you check Kimbo? Did we look at this one already or not? Kimbo USD. No, not good. I'm not doing it. Does it bounce off these range lows here? Probably yes, but not a very comforting chart long term. Again, just like the last one, trading range right here, probably bounces off the range lows. How high does it get? You know, hopefully it at least reclaims the you know, the 50% way here around 26,000, but just looks weak to me. So maybe one more swipe of these lows and then a try for a bounce. How high does a bounce get? Who knows? I think that this one can again take a long time kind of, you know, consolidating here. Really nothing to be excited about as long as this thing's below your May highs at 32, whatever the hell that number is. And then we have Joey Bird, and he says OMUSD. Okay, that's the last one for the day. OMUSD mantra. Oh, I get it. Okay, very clever. Yeah, really good chart long term. I mean, everyone loves a parabolic rally. Does it continue here? It looks like it is actually going to break out again. The question is that breakout happening right now, or are you just finding another range high? I would be of the opinion that you just find another range high, actually. Something like that. But hanging out within this range right here is going to be long-term bullish. Only bearish if you trade back down below about 56 cents. Which right now it's almost double above that. So have to be favoring the upside. Weekly, monthly are both bullish. Just, you know, is it going to happen now or is it going to happen later? I think this one can still take its time. Is what I'm trying to say. But overall, upside very likely implied. You know, I could probably draw an extension on this one. I don't know how trustworthy it's going to be. Well, let's see. I wouldn't say that that's trustworthy in this case. You know, it is lining up with the current high, but not really getting anything like super useful there. Yeah. My neighbor, Humble Gypsy from neighboring Sweden, asks about XRP. Really? People love XRP, man. It's always the thing that like people who are just getting into crypto ask me about, like friends, you know, like people who I knew from college and shit. They always like XRP. That's always the main one. Why? Who the fuck knows? I guess really good marketing. But yeah, long term here, actually good. Can't hate this one as long as it's above about 56 cents on the current base. I could even move that up to like 65 cents. The question is, does it actually continue like from here immediately? I think that's a little bit less likely. I think it's more likely to play out a pullback in range for a bit before continuation. I think that this current consolidation could actually take a while longer. Any chance of some Cardurpo charts? I'm actually curious just to see, just because I haven't looked at it in so long, and I'm curious if the Cardano crew is still alive. And no. Another just absolutely terrible one. Terrible. Does not really join on the upside rallies. Gives back too much. Not good, man. Invite Elsa for an Aperol? What's an Aperol? I don't know what that is. You know, is it trying to put in a base here? Probably yes. Probably does try to rally from there, but again, just uninteresting compared to a lot of the other more bullish ones that we've seen. You know, even on today's video. So. Yeah, and look at this again, like days. It does days where it barely trades. I mean, 1 cent range, just not much, man, not much. All right, Banana Man. Just one last one for Banana Man. He's one of the OGs of this cave at this point. He's looking at PayPal. It's a real stock, so something new to actually look at here, which I'm happy about. Up on the daily, weekly up. I think this one's actually turning around a little bit. Probably does trade up towards 74, 75 bucks in the coming month or two. Long term, it's a hard chart to love. So while I do think short term, it probably does try some more upside. Long term, can't really be looking for any sort of like macro reversal just yet. I don't think that's in the cards just yet. I think you're going to end up playing out one massive macro range for a long time and then maybe get a reverse from there. But this one's going to be taking its sweet time, I suspect. Yeah, but short term, try some upside, sure. All right, we literally just looked at Matic. It's an absolute shit show, terrible, dumpster fire, garbage. Probably trades a little bit to the upside short term, but really fucking bad overall. Crazy, just fucking crazy. Anyways, I'll end things right there. Yeah, I think we'll end things right there. It's almost 2 hour long stream. My voice starting to kill me now, so I'm going to sign off on that note. We'll do another live stream next week, maybe even 2. We'll see how things are looking in terms of time. And yeah, just another reminder that you can grab a free spot in that trading school. Starts in about 19, 20 days from now in the link in the description below. And again, it's very much geared towards beginners. So if you're more like intermediate or advanced type of trader, or you're already like very familiar with my sort of style, you're not going to get much from there. But it is very well produced. So it will look really, really cool, but you're not going to really learn a whole hell of a lot of new things. But if you're a very beginner, yeah, why not? All right, cool. I am going to sign off on that note. As always, I want to wish you the best. It's been a nice little pleasure doing these live streams in the early morning hours. Just wish my throat would be a little bit more accommodating here, but all good. We'll work on it. I'll do some more throat exercises. Elsa's waving in the background because she loves you. And I'm also saying, take care. Much love, and see you hopefully next time.
Write it, code it, name it, tweet it, mine it, stack it, live it, dream it, post it, scan it, charge it, send it, do it, and receive it. Trade it, buy it, sell it, store it, run it, list it, first rename it. Crypto logic. Pump it, hack it, lose it, dump it, sell it, ditch it, XR, pitch it, copy, paste it, nudge it, test it, build it, try it, bend it, fork it, hype it, pump it, dump it, rinse, repeat, but quick relocate. Pause it, list it, send it,